All right then, folks. So, what a wild and wacky ride it's been so far this year. Can we all take ourselves back to the halcyon days of October and November last year?
I really enjoyed them.
When Musk and Trump were best buddies. It seemed like summer was going to last forever.
It did.
And now we're in the dark days, because not only have they had quite a public breakup, but also now it seems that Elon Musk is going to start to try to primary Republicans and come the midterms, and maybe even start his own defiant protest party, which I'm going to dub the F Your Own Face Party for now. He's apparently going to call it the America Party. Just call it Libertarian Party 2. Electronic vehicle subsidy Boogaloo. And let's just take a little bit of a reminder of some of the rifts that started to form almost immediately, even before Trump was sworn in. So back in January, well, at the end of December and then the beginning of January, Elon Musk had a big freak out. He had this big meltdown on Twitter about, on Christmas Day, in fact, it was, of people who were criticizing him for being supportive of the H-1B visa scheme, which was the International Skilled Workers Visa Scheme, where people come in for supposedly skilled work, including things like fry cooks in fast food restaurants, basically expanding the labor pool in America to the entire globe, as long as the entire globe is applying for it, and then making it so that you can get cheap labor from anywhere in the world, because as everybody knows, America is the global pit stop. It's the global gas station, or at least that's what businessmen would like to treat it as. Steve Bannon went very angry at Elon Musk for all of this. He said that thing of H-1B visas, the entire immigration system is gamed by tech overlords. They use it to their advantage, and people are furious. Now, Elon Musk he deleted all of the tweets related to this, but he never
this argument, didn't he?
never actually walked any of it back. He basically tried to immediately change subject.
He pivoted to the grooming gangs.
Yeah, it was immediately after this that he pivoted to the grooming gangs. I've been told by people that there's evidence that he has walked it back. If there is, please send it to me, because I haven't found it anywhere. He just deleted all of the tweets because he was presumably drunk on Christmas Day and decided to pick a fight with the internet, and then he moved on. Although this one was a bit cringe, to be honest, because Bannon decided to accuse Peter Thiel, David Sachs, and Elon Musk, because they're South Africans, white South Africans, of all being racist. So, of course, Bannon had to go real boomer. He had to go real boomer with it.
Aren't you racist?
I assume he would say no.
Oh, okay.
He cares about Americans of all stripes.
But isn't that racist against non-Americans?
Americans can be anybody, Carl.
As
long as you get in legally. Either way, so that was one of the first big things. Then there was also, since then, Elon was going on with his Doge project, and one of the things that he was doing with Doge was getting rid of a lot of the DEI programs.
All stuff I totally support.
Yeah, which a lot of people see as one of the ways that he was still trying to be on everybody's side. Although, to be fair, these departments were in complete wastes of money, made everything less efficient, waste of everybody's time and money, so therefore there was no reason not to get rid of them. But of course, since then, Doge has quietly been sidelined, which was one of the things that Musk got very annoyed at, and a lot of the money that was being saved is probably going to be spent again as part of the Big Beautiful Bill, which is the big thing that's separating them now. And after the massive fallout, which mainly came as a result of the Big Beautiful Bill, and Elon Musk's hatred of the idea of raising the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. They had another big falling out, and this was the last big falling out, where Elon did some rather impolite things, like imply that Donald Trump hadn't released the Epstein files because there was incriminating evidence on Donald Trump within those files. Now, to be clear, we've not had the files released yet, so we don't know. We know that his name is in there on some documents, but we've known that for years, and it's all very non-incriminating stuff. So Elon Musk basically called Donald Trump a paedophile. He's deleted that tweet since then, but for this article from Politico, which, to be fair, just seems to be a former friend of Musk's who wanted to air some dirty laundry. So take it with a pinch of salt, but he seems to be predicting what I think is the case, and seems to be true anyway, which is just that once you're on Elon Musk's bad side, he will hold a grudge for years. and will try to destroy you. He's, according to this guy, Philip Lowe, who's a Silicon Valley founder, he's going to do everything he can to damage the president. Seems to be coming true right now.
Yeah.
You don't accuse somebody online in front of an audience of millions of being a pedophile.
I mean, I remember this, and I remember people who rushed out and said, well, Elon has left his son with Trump several times.
Yeah.
And this has been recorded. And camera, so that seems to be a weird accusation. But I think when it comes to the bill, if I take out the element of Musk as a person and what he did, I think when it comes to the bill, Trump was also lots of people expect from Trump to deal with the debt and not just increase it just like that. And it looks like several people from Trump's circle have essentially implied that give us more money in order for us to do our job. And I can definitely see how libertarians, the sensible one, not the ones who look at Milei and say, "Ew, I don't like it." You know, I can definitely see how they would say, for instance, that we're not gonna support you for doing your job. We're not going to give you extra money for doing your job.
Well, it seems that it was mainly the tech bros like Elon Musk and some of the others who were mainly on this reduced spending, get government out of the way with regulations. That was the policy platform that they were looking to support. And it's worth bearing in mind as well and remembering that Elon Musk donated $288 million towards Donald Trump's election last year. So he put a lot of money into this, and he's feeling quite betrayed because he didn't get to do as much with Doge as he was hoping for, and then Donald Trump turns around and does this whole thing with the big beautiful bill. Although I will say, just in Donald Trump's defense, he's basically the spokesperson for the bill. If I asked Donald Trump to tell me exactly what was in that bill, and any other member of the US government, frankly, I think they would be able to give me a quick list of bullet points that are not reflective of the entire thing.
Really?
These things are written to be to be as obfuscatory as possible. After all, so Donald Trump, I imagine an aide told him this bill will do this thing, and this thing that is popular with you and popular with your base. And then just left some of the rest of it out. And Donald Trump is assuming with the debt ceiling raise and everything that the American system, given that they are still the global reserve currency, given that they are still the superpower, even if they've got trouble with Russia and China, can basically weather whatever inflationary damage might come of increased debt.
And there are some reports according to which the big beautiful bill includes funding for child transition.
Really?
Yeah. Billboard increase has been constantly...
I saw the massive increase in ICE spending, and I thought, okay, well, I mean, Elon's got a point, but I like the idea of literally increasing it by 20 times or something.
Yeah, but you increase something for them to do their job, which it's just textbook statism. They constantly don't do their job, and then they tell you, give us more job in order for us to do
I think
our job.
ICE do their job as much as they can, right? But
yeah, they can.
Yeah.
These are fair. These are fair criticisms, but obviously the way that Trump is selling it is that it's going to do all these things for ICE. It's going to make it so much more efficient to get people out of the country. And whether or not there were some factions within his larger coalition supporting him and voting for him so that he could reduce spending, I'd say it seems the vast majority of people were going on a more nativist deportations platform. There were all of those signs at his rallies where people were holding up signs saying mass deportations now. Yeah. It wasn't reduced deficit spending now. That wasn't the main sign I saw people holding up.
MAGA is an American nativist movement, first and foremost.
Yes, but it has annoyed Elon Musk, and it's not going away. He has started to renew his attacks recently, especially after... in the Senate, they've been able to push the bill through. So as of today, Wednesday, at the time that we're recording this, the House of Representatives, so Congress, is going to be starting to debate and vote on it at the moment. So Elon Musk has said that if this bill gets passed by Friday, he will be starting his new party by the next day. Donald Trump...
your own face party.
Yeah, Donald Trump, after seeing all of this, Donald Trump has said that Elon Musk might get more subsidies than any human being in history.
I was going to bring that up.
And without the subsidies, Elon will probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved. Asked later if he would consider deporting Elon Elon Musk. He said, I don't know, we'll have to take a look.
Oh my God, how is it? Right, okay, I was going to mention this.
That's pretty brutal.
Elon makes billions out of the US government, so...
I mean, I would imagine that a significant portion of his net worth is tied into US government contracts. Not just subsidies, but for SpaceX and other companies that he owns, government contracts.
Imagine Trump deport Musk back to South Africa and Musk returns to the US with refugee status.
Just
I'm going to kind of have my party now.
I'm going to show you just how weak this system is, Mr. Trump. And what's Elon? What are these posts that Elon has been doing? Because Elon tends to go on these spurgouts where he will get into a manic phase and go on the same thing for like a week straight, but he's like a dog chasing cars, so the week after he'll tend to change subject entirely and forget that he ever spoke about something the week before. But to be fair, deficit spending, the budget is something that he's been very consistent on. So he's constantly posting things like this over the past few days, reposting Milton Friedman talking about inflation. He retweeted this Mario Norful, who's one of the biggest Elon glazers out there, posting about this Rand Paul speech about the deficit spending within the bill. Here's another one that Elon retweeted where he's saying like, oh, it's going to potentially get rid of hundreds of thousands of good-paying construction jobs, and it's a trade union saying that. And here's another one that Elon retweeted. Mario, he just constantly gets these retweets from Elon where they're saying that, there's $6.16 trillion spending versus $4.47 trillion revenue. So you've got this massive deficit between those two.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No, I'm not saying that they're wrong. Also, the $5 trillion proof that America needs a third party. Elon is right.
Third party.
Polling shows that 60 to 70 of Americans desperately want a viable third option. There are third options, just nobody votes for them.
Hang on, they did say viable.
Yeah, well, that's true. And then you get Mario doing some good old-fashioned dick riding right here. Elon never wanted an EV mandate or subsidies. And this little clip of Elon saying that if you limited EV subsidies right now, Tesla would do better in the market. But that's not the only thing he gets from the American government. There's also all of those billions of dollars contracts that he gets from them as well. So.
Imagine now
at least 38 billion.
All the Elon info space, Radio Journal say Washington DC has fallen. All of the US is going to say Trump needs to go. Elon must come forward.
So SpaceX and Tesla have both apparently benefited heavily from federal loans and grants, according to ChatGPT. So
I think he's doing a bit of biting the hand that feeds right here.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, at the same time, American government really relies on him. And to be fair, this is completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be a vote winner. As opposed, when Elon's past has shown that he's more than willing to tell you, well, I'll get it up in a moment, to F your own face if you aren't happy with him importing cheap labor into the country, that's going to stand out more in Americans' mind than here's this number that is so huge that you can't actually conceptualize how much money this is. The thing is, all of this to the average person, as real as it is in terms of potential future consequences, is incredibly abstract compared to what they're concerned with now, which is the state of the jobs economy, the jobs market more than anything, and their local community, illegal immigration, all of these problems that Trump got voted on. This was only part of it.
I really don't think that these are separate issues, because the more debt you have, the more taxes you have to pay.
Yep.
And I have a sense that the Americans hate paying taxes, and they should. And I hate taxes.
Oh, they definitely
so
do.
It's not something that people don't mind
if this is
about.
This is just as Elon...
And the other bit is you could just, whatever Elon said last Christmas, this is an issue, that is an issue.
I'm not saying it's not an issue. I'm just
even
saying
Trump was saying that I am going to control the debt.
I'm saying that if he's going to go single issue on this, which is what it appears to be, that's not going to win anything. That is not going to...
That's true.
Well, single issue, everyone treats it as a single issue.
And again, he's saying basically, I'm going to ruin people over the budget. The other problem is that Elon has no skill whatsoever. We can see this through his rebranding of Twitter as X for aesthetics. The man is a cringe lord, right? He posts stuff like this. Anyone who campaigned on the promise of reducing spending but continues to vote on the biggest debt ceiling increase in history will see their face on this poster in the primary next year. Liar, voted to increase...
I'm sympathetic with him.
And he says, pants on fire. Well, again, the fact of the matter is that American politics in particular, all democratic politics really, is kind of an aesthetic competition, a little bit of a popularity thing. Donald Trump inspires people through his incredible rhetoric. Elon Musk is very off-putting, frankly. I've always found the guy pretty off-putting, and this kind of thing won't really connect with voters, especially, again, when it is with such single-minded, single policy focus. I mean, he did also...
Sorry, just can we pause a sec there? Because I think Elon's forgetting that his popularity is not based in I would be a good governor. His popularity is based in I am this esoteric genius that can get things done. Right, that can make SpaceX happen, whatever it is, Tesla, all that sort of stuff, right? Which is nice as a kind of, I don't know, almost like a kind of sideshow in the sort of like the way that 19th century inventors, right, that kind of thing. So you've got like Nikola Tesla and stuff like that. Yeah, they're popular, but do I want him as the president? No.
Yeah, but also I can't believe that only people from the US voted here.
Well, yeah, obviously.
No.
Thing. Yeah, that's why I'm very skeptical about.
Yeah. When he says, is it time?
Just asking everyone in the world, should we start a new party in America? Malaysians, Singaporeans,
Indians,
favorite ones.
Yeah, Pakistanis.
Yes, we want a third party.
Yes, Elon, do it
now. But Elon doesn't really authentically represent America either.
Well, also,
whereas Trump does.
Frankly, a lot of this just comes across as an ego trip.
Yeah.
You will want a party about this one issue that I really care about, right? And this new party will be run by me.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, there is already a party that cares about the deficit beyond anything else. They're called the Libertarian Party. Yeah. So you could join them. You could put hundreds of millions of dollars behind them to get their candidates to primary Republicans in 2026. But you're not going to, because you wouldn't necessarily be the front and center face of this whole thing. That's how it comes across to me.
There's also another thing, because Elon is definitely not stupid. What he could be doing is he tried to harm Trump in the primary next year.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be basically try to blackmail him that way. Yeah. It's not an issue of him wanting to actually the third party. Most probably. It's like, I'm going to do enough harm for you to lose the next elections.
Yeah, I mean, he did the Vox Populi, Vox Day. Of course, I love the will of the people when it reflects exactly what I want. Yeah. If you don't want to be replaced in your fry cook job by a foreigner, then too bad. That's not the will of the people. I am the people.
It's going to be a huge waste of money.
Yeah, again, this is where it's like, the America Party will be formed the next day if the spending bill passes. We'll see. We'll see if that actually happens, because I have a feeling it might. But I have a feeling it's got through the Senate.
It's probably going to pass.
Yeah.
But who's going to lead it? Because Elon Musk can't actually become the president.
No.
So who's going to lead it?
I guess we'd find out. Also, again, Elon, if you want to support these guys, just fund the Libertarian Party. Yeah. That's literally the party that care about everything that you care about.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, remember, just like this is what he was saying back in December when he had his Christmas crash out. The reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who bought SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong, is because of H-1B. That's not true, Elon. You did not come through to America on an H-1B. Take a big step back and F yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. So remember, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, F yourself in the face. Vox Populi, Vox Dei, F yourself in the face. This is not a very consistent man with his principles, frankly. And I think one of the best things I've seen regarding this is this joke from Fraser Payne. we did it, guys, we balanced the budget. And here's his enthusiastic constituents. Again, this is not in America for the MAGA voters, which are the majority party of the right wing right now. This is not the one issue that is going to get them going. Stephen Miller has also pointed out, of course it had to be Stephen Miller, say, I care about what the people care about, not you. The libertarian delusion is there is a large political constituency for their ideology. It doesn't exist. Libertarians have never performed nationally above a number rounding to 0. And when libertarians run for presidency within the GOP, they're the first ones out. Whether you agree with the morality or correctness of that or not, it's true.
Yeah.
Frankly,
I agree with Yuri Bezmenov there. Libertarians live in a fantasy world where communists will leave you alone. That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
Well, somehow Millet doesn't live in that fantasy world, though.
Yeah, it's a different context.
Yeah, and this guy, I just saw this pop up and I thought it was pretty funny where this guy was saying like, okay, here's what happens. Elon starts a party. He gets 20% of the vote, mostly from Republicans. The Dems win a supermajority as a result, and the Dems throw Elon in prison. Elon jokingly responds, and that's just earlier last month. Yeah, pretty much. And then he's like, oh God, I don't think he listened to me. He must have forgotten. But there's already signs that this might have just been
it's just
another one of those things where Elon decides to make a load of waves and then does nothing about it, because he's already starting to try and play nice with Trump again, saying credit where credit is due. Donald Trump has successfully resolved several serious conflicts around the world. So was this real? Was this all just a big show for kayfabe? Is anything going to happen on Saturday if the big beautiful bill passes on Friday? I guess we'll find out. I just find that this man is just ridiculous and off-putting to me at this point.
If you would like to watch the full uncut version that is also uncensored, head on over to lotuseaters.com to find out more.